Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee. Welcome back to Mars. Last episode we were working on this little coffee machine, Rube Goldberg contraption of making engineered coffee. Alright, so we made this hopper that goes into a roaster. Somebody had suggested rotating that, and that might be a cool idea to try. It might be a little challenging now that we've built everything around it. But then that would spill into this little cooling deck. It rotates around. We don't have a bean, so I just went ahead and this goes nowhere, but we've got a grate that'll cool down, and then it gets sent over here through some piping in the floor, up and over into a little mini hopper into this bagger. And then we have the bags of coffee coming out into this hopper. All right, and then up here we have some concepts of more equipment. We've got this brewer here that will take the coffee beans and brew it into coffee, put it into the holding tanks. And then over here we've got this aluminum roll that's being sent through this stamping machine. We don't have any power right now, but that would stamp some circles out of the aluminum, send it over here to make a can, and then somehow we'll have to have a bottler that puts the coffee in the cans, and then we'll get our finished product out this end. Alright, so the plan for this episode is to take this stuff, finalize it, and move it over to this area over here. And then we'll finish out the rest of the R&D lab. Alright, well, we definitely have a lot of things to talk about. We passed 9,000 subscribers, so thank you all very much for your support on here. I'd like to thank my newest member, the Judge. Thank you for joining. If you'd like to join, there should be a button down below. There was also a preview video out for the new update coming up with the farming changes. Looking forward to that on Monday. I was given 3 keys for that to give away, so I will come up with something next week. It's been really busy at work trying to get prepared before year end here, so I haven't been able to put something together, but hopefully mid next week I can get something going on to give those DLC keys away, so stay tuned for that. And then coming up on the horizon, we've got Space Engineers 2 Survival coming up, so I plan on making some stuff for that, so stay tuned there. Alright, otherwise like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so what I'm thinking is we have this walkway that goes there over to here, and that leads to the hospital from that lobby. So we'll have this as kind of like a guest area, and so we'll put glass over here, that there's like a tour or something that they get to see how the engineered coffee is made. And then up here on the second floor, we can have more of our actual R&D, more secrecy stuff up here at the top that others don't get to see. So this is like the public-facing part of the company, and then this is where the actual R&D is going on. I think that'll be pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's move this brewer, I think right here. I put this guy here as a recharge station. I was thinking it was going to be permanent, but don't know how I'm going to cap that off right now. All right, we'll just put some glass here. But if I just put glass there and there, they see the hopper and don't really get to see much else. Like, that's the only place they get to kind of see, unless we put another one over here. I think that would be good. We can have a pillar or something in the middle. Alright, I think we'll figure it out. I don't know if we'll have that recharge station there or not. It might be taken over with glass, but let's get the brewer. I think the brewer would be good there. I think the stairs, we're just going to have one entrance over here for the employees. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, let's put some stairs there. And this will be the entrance by the employees, so we'll have some type of door or something here. Let's just finish out the rest of this floor. I guess we'll just dig out as we need to. Do I want to continue caution all the way around? I was going to do like a perimeter of caution, but I don't know why I would necessarily do that, other than it breaks up the floor pattern. Yeah, continued on for now. It does kind of break up the floor, but we may or may not keep it. It doesn't really make sense to caution everywhere. Okay, well this is going to be a pain. I will be back in 20 minutes. Alright, you know what? We should probably have the brewer here, and maybe we'll just move this guy. Maybe we just won't have cargo access. We'll leave it for now, but maybe we'll just take it off, and that'll just be a pillar. Because the brewer feels like it go right there, so then you can stand up here, you can kind of see what is going on. Otherwise, you're just going to have this giant tank right in your face. And then it would be kind of hard to walk around too. Like this should probably be the open space here. I think that makes the most sense. All right, so let's see. We had some blocks. Should I finish out that? That looks a little... Oh, look at that. There's a block that's not finished over there. And then I'm also looking at it. I'm wondering if we should put some better supports on this one. That looks better. Should we do it on this side? We probably should. Okay, so that's 5 wide. Yeah. Should we put it right here in the middle, though? Is that too close? Is that too close to that hopper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I did it there. All right, down below there needs to be the flame. I should have left myself a hatch here, shouldn't I? Maybe in the front? Maybe right here. Right, there we go. Fire small, and then we'll turn that off for now. That is intense. Let's see, I feel like we're going to need a temporary block. Let's do it on the front so I can grind it out easier. All right, tank, where are you? Does that look any different? No, that looks worse. Such a good looking tank. Now let's cover up all these naked conveyor ports. I do the same over here. Does that look better in gray? It kind of does. Only because, like, the gray shows there. Yeah, I think it works. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have that rotate. I'm thinking about it, and I could put, like, a rotor here and get it to spin, but then it would offset over here, and that wouldn't really push right. Plus, in theory, it's just a tumbler on the inside that's like this, that's tumbling it around. You wouldn't tumble the whole machine like a concrete mixer or something. All right, there we go. Now we got a nice brewer sitting there. I guess on top of it, in theory, would be like an exhaust hood. Let's see. I can't get the cap. Is there a cap? There's that cap, but I can't use like the piping cap, huh? Well, it'd be really nice if I could put that on the top of it, huh? That could go like right there. It would look amazing. I could just set it on there. Look at that. Look how good that would look. Give me that in small grid. Alright, I guess technically this would need a hopper on the top of it to put in the coffee beans to be able to brew it. Or a port on the side or something. I guess we need water on one. I guess... I really wish we had small tubes. Like these were actually small grid. That would be wonderful. Alright, so we need something for water and we need something for the coffee to go into. Or do we have like this pipe go over and have like another hopper? Like we have some that get bagged and some that get roasted. That's probably a better idea. So we're not having this stuff like unbagged somehow and put into here. It would be better to have it vacuum transferred the beans and put it into here. So we'll just create another hopper, I think. So let's grind this guy off. Is that all? It's like all connected and stuff. That's fine. All right, here we go. Another little plumbed hopper goes into the top here. I can reach back here hopefully and get this welded up. There we go. Nice. Here we go. Another little plastic hopper to match kind of the other ones going on over here. I guess that was a sharper angle. That's all right. Could I have done thinner? Maybe I should have done thinner. Let's do that. Really wish I would have thought of that before I welded it up, but here we are. Because what I can do, I'll just put half blocks, oops. Put the half blocks here, and then we'll just use these corners. Yeah, that'll look better. Be a little bit more squared off, but I think that's fine. Wow, I'm surprised I can weld that high. Okay, that works. Let's put some orange on it or something. In theory, that's going to get covered up by a floor here soon. Yeah, that's where the R&D floor will go. Let's make that plastic as well, though. There we go, little pops of color here and there. And a little brand recognition, I guess. I guess that piping is going to be kind of ugly. It's going to come over and up and over again. Yeah, I guess that's all right. And then here is a T now. And should we have this wrap around like this? Maybe that would work. Alright, that routing looks pretty good. Back behind the machine, up and over. We've got a sorter there for that guy. I think we had a sorter in here. I guess that was just conveyor. I think there might be a sorter back there. That's alright. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Now we need something for water, because we need to have this stuff pumped out, which I guess the flame would go there. Wouldn't really have a pipe out the side bit here. It'd be out the bottom. Which maybe I guess we can make it look like it pipes out the bottom. And then we also have like a water line coming in the side here. I think that's fine for water. And then we'll have like a pipe come out the bottom, like back here. to go for these tanks right here. So we'll line this row here with tanks. All right, the scaffold blocks. Do we have just the panels? We don't have the panels in small grid, do we? No, we do not. Okay. So I was wondering if I could, like, put side panels on here, but we don't have any of the, yeah, thin panels for it. So how would I support that otherwise? With a barred window? Oh, that reminds me, I need to put that over here. Under for that. Let's see, is that stainless steel? Yes. There we go. Small thing, but it helps. Alright, let's see how this is going to look. It might look a little too cage-like, I guess. Just do those. Oh yeah, that still doesn't technically get me an attachment point. That's disappointing. I guess I need a port. Here, here, and... Okay, yeah, that's where it's going to come out there, so I want one there. So then, if I go to here, where do I pipe up from the bottom? I was going to pipe in through the back, but should I pipe in through the bottom? I guess it would more or less pipe in the top. Would be the better look for it. If we're going to actually fill a tank, it would go up into the top portion. This would be the water, which is fine. That would come out the bottom of a tank. So I think I'm going to put a water tank over here. So let's do something a little bit different here. And I'm stuck. And I'm stuck. Get me out of here. Alright, this stuff is just in the way more than it's helping at the moment. Let's see. I think over here, what I want to do... I'm going to have it pipe through the ground, actually. Let's have the tank... I guess just right here in the corner is fine, because we're going to get rid of that eventually. So let's have that guy go there. Grind that guy off. Alright, there we go. Water pipe going through there. I think that's good. Let's replace this one with a sorter. We'll pretend that it's our pump. Alright, there we go. That'll be our tank for our water that we'll have here. And then we'll have our other holding tanks over here. So that's going to be 3 wide. I think everyone want it connected. So let's go ahead and figure out that piping. So we would pump out from the coffee machine into the tanks. Alright, so finished coffee is going to come across here, and then it would come up. Then it would come up to get pumped into the tanks. A good height. Should I go taller? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall. Probably a little bit taller than that. Alright, so we've got our water tank there. We're going to have our other tank 1, 2, and 3 right there. So I guess that needs to be a T. That'll be a T. And that's a curve. Alright, there we go. There is some piping. This piping actually goes nowhere. It's what we're going to pretend is getting the coffee out of the thing into the tanks here, but it's actually all plumbed over here to the water tank that is actually plumbed into this, which is plumbed into the hopper, so we can actually get coffee from that food processor underneath there all the way over here to spit out coffee cans. So all we have to do is make sure that this filter right here is the coffee cans, and the filter over here is the coffee, like the roasted coffee packets that come out there. Okay, so yeah, we'll have an on-off over here for this sorter, so it doesn't take all of our roasted coffee, because we want to leave some of it in the food processor and turn it into coffee cans, and that's what will go over into this hopper, through this tank, through this water line, and we'll use that as our coffee for our canning machine. I guess the canner will probably go here, because we're going to have our aluminum can manufacturing kind of loop around here, I think. Let's get these tanks in, though. Alright, let's just carry these guys down. Oh, I guess that could have been solid instead of that blue one over there. Duh. That's kind of dumb. Didn't really leave myself access to get in there, did I? Oops. There we go. Something like that. This will be a bigger tank, so this will be wide like this. Let's go ahead and get this back section in here and see if I can get it welded up. We'll have this one a little bit taller. We'll try to go as close to the ceiling as possible. I really should have put that part in first, shouldn't I? Alright, there we go. Just in case there's any confusion of what it is. It's really just to break up that this is a flat wall, but that's alright. Can I get back here somehow? Let's see, I probably need to fill that in, don't I? It's those bottom pieces that I need to get, these round ones. Oh, I can reach. Probably build vision that's letting me reach, but that's alright. No energy. Alright, there we go. We're getting some tanks now. Alright, sweet. I like it. Now I want to come up with something to hold these up. That's where I was wondering if I could get... well, actually, I could do something like this. But now I've kind of screwed myself and put letters in the way. Yeah, this is where I was wondering if I put these grates in here to kind of look like it's holding it up. Might be the thing to do. That's not horrible. Do I need that tall? It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Alright, I think instead we're just gonna have these guys reach the ground. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, that looks better. Just buried into the ground. We can probably leave that one though. Alright, there we go. We got our 3 tanks. We got our tea, our coffee, and our dark roast. I think that works out pretty good. Forgot I took out the stairs here so I could get the floor welded up. I'm gonna put that back now. Alright, there's nothing in that cargo terminal. Let's get rid of it. Yes, we do need a T in here because that is what's going over to the landing pad over there. Alright, nice. There we go. We got our roasting coffee that goes into our holding tanks, and that'll get into the canner. So I guess we need to move this guy over now. By move, I mean completely recreate it.
Inventory full.
So away all this stuff goes. Okay, there we go. Let's see. How wide are you? 4 wide. I should probably do 5 wide, right? 4 looks pretty good though, actually. It's not bad. I guess we could do 4 wide here, and then it would be that block wide. Which means, how do we want to get rolls in here? So we got a landing pad over there, and we've got our signage over here for ECI. So we can't really like put in an outer hatch. So they'd have to get the aluminum somehow. And I guess it would fit in the freight elevator here. And then they would wheel it over. I mean, this is in theory like an R&D type thing there, and they're not making that much. How about we have the rolls like come in right here? That these rolls get forked in like right here, and the roll dispenser is actually up top here. So we just force it into here, and then it rolls down that way. I think that would be the best way to do it. So we just put a door here, like a freight door. I mean, it's only 4 wide, so technically this would fit in between it, like that door, but maybe we do the gate? Maybe we do the long gate like this, and that's what we can get the aluminum rolls in here with. That's not a terrible idea. Yeah, maybe we'll just put the tall gate there, and then we can put a normal door over here. I guess we could put a freight elevator there, but they put the pallets and the rolls on, and then that gets rolled onto here. Let's do that. Let's build something mechanical instead. Let's just go 5 wide. We'll go 1 block. We might as well come out to here. Then we'll get rid of this section here. Oops. Should have gone from the other end. Alright, should I just put that guy there and then deal with the extra height? Probably should. Do it right there, and then when I put the block on the top of it, it's gonna kind of interfere with that, but I think that's okay. Otherwise, I don't know if we're gonna get the reach. Okay, well, never mind. That doesn't even reach high enough. That's definitely not gonna reach high enough. Yeah, I guess it only goes 2 meters, huh? Not 2.5. I should have known that. Alright, here we go. We'll just do 2. Always overcomplicate things. That's the goal here. All this for a freight elevator that we don't even really need. Now it's going to be too tall, though. So if I put that there... Oh, that's not bad. We can deal with that gap, right? Let's see, where does Wellington have merge blocks? Oh, in with the connectors. Okay. That makes sense. There we go, connected grid. Wide enough elevator? Probably. We need to get a lot of machinery in here. Alright, there we go. I like how that grid decided that the stripes should go that way instead of this way. Okay, whatever. Let's see. I need to get all of these labeled. Alright, there we go. We've got a button that reverses them. It's going to go way too tall. That's okay. It's working. That's really all I wanted to test. Let's color those. Those should probably be cautionary. Oh, this is like the orange stripe. I don't actually have the yellow color, do I? Alright, now we need to figure out a height for this guy. There's a control panel. Let's go 1.2. Seems like a good guess. Oh my gosh, that was really good. Okay. I'm gonna go with that. I'm sure it could go a little bit taller, but, yeah, that's totally fine. We're gonna go with that one. Now, here, could we do something to guard it? Because what have we got? 1, 2... Well, by the time we get down here, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks at most hanging down. We could maybe do something. And then does that get caught up on anything? No. No, technically that's totally fine. Which means... Oh, I was hoping I could get that block there. But it's not going to fit. Oh. The elevator? The elevator in the way, possibly? Yeah, I was hoping to put that guy there, but it's not... It's going to interfere with that floor. And I guess I could do something like that. That's not terrible. Prevent you from walking into it. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Then here is where we need to do something. Maybe these cages? Alright, there we go. Got a little cage now. You can't walk into the elevator grate while it's up. I think that works out really cool. And now we've got a little freight elevator to come in and out of. Sweet. Now we can take our coffee and load it up there, and then we can put our roll right here to go into our canner. We didn't leave ourselves a lot of space, now that I think about it, because I need a canning machine that makes the actual cans. So I guess the canner will go here, the aluminum roll will go here, and then we'll have, like, the stamper go this way and around. That'll work. That will work. We should probably have something similar to this, then, for our canner, right? Which doesn't give us a lot of space. Should we just recreate this over there? Like, mirror image that? I don't know. Or should I just scrap the whole aluminum can stamping thing? But I don't really want to. It looks really cool. Alright, I did not give myself enough space here. I kind of wish we had this space. Is this... Can I drill this out? I don't remember. I know I can't get that because that is the signage. Can we get out of here easily? I guess this hatch here? That'll work, right? That button's not set up. That button's not set up. Thought I had the airlock set up here. Oh, the tank is full over there. That's fun. Okay, there we go. From right here we would see it, but these ones over here we would not. So we might be okay, actually. Let's see, that's in line with that orange block, which we're not that far over. So we don't want to go any further than the orange block, but other than that, we should be good. As long as we don't reach the other apartment down below, but that'll at least stay pressurized, so we can take those out. Alright, let's go back inside. Let's see, closing all the doors. Actually, I probably have hangar control in here. This is probably the better way to do it. There we go, hangar. It's easier to do from inside the medevac shuttle. Sweet. Okay, once that closes, that should pressurize. Come on. Wait, do I have, like, the tank off back there? Is that what's going on? Oh, stockpile is on. We don't want stockpile on. Why is stockpile on? That's weird. Okay, so yeah, as long as we don't go further than this block right here, well, actually, it's the block that's underneath there, we're fine. Which means we can take out these guys right here without worry. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Okay. We can actually take out that one, too. Probably don't need to, though, because the stairs are going to be there, and we probably can't get the floor under it anyway. So that works. Which means we can redo all of this real quick and come up with a better plan. Okay, that's a lot more space to work with. Now we can get rid of this. We could... Well, no, we can't. I was gonna say we put a half stairs there, but that wouldn't really work. We should probably make that caution color, right? Not that color. We want the battered, because it's a little too bright otherwise. Means we probably need to update these, huh? There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we come off of here with a roll. Come down here, and we would load it on. I guess we could load it over here. It's not like it'd be that hard to come over with it. Because it'd be on, like, a wheeled cart. It's not going to be that heavy that you need, like, you know, a forklift for it. You would just wheel it over, would be the way to do it. Forklift obviously be nicer, but you'd have, like, a mechanical cart that would just drive itself over. Alright, can we get so lucky? We can. actually. Sometimes blocks don't place there, but other times they do. Oh, of course. I can get it down there, but I can't get it up here? How does that make sense? How does that one place and that one doesn't? What? I'm on a hinge. I'm not even at an angle. Like, that's not even a thing. But I can get that one. It's literally just this one block I can't get. Are you kidding me? Why? Why does that one hate me? Let's see. Let's do the silver for this one. Not the, retro. Really, it's just for the texture. I think this will look better for an aluminum roll. Be nice if it was just clean armor. Like clean silver. But that's alright. We'll take the, texture. Okay, there we go. That's not so bad. And it's rolling away from you, so like guarding-wise, it's really not that bad. You can walk up here, you could touch this thing, and it would just be rolling slowly away from you, unwinding from the underside, so there's not like there's a safety risk there of walking down into a, you know, rolling piece of equipment. Ask me how I know. Alright, then we can get these attached. Yes, we can. Okay, sweet. Do we want to put a roller right there or roller? Let's put a roller there. A couple of those there. Now I need, where is it? I think it's actually in with, oh no, it's in with the scaffold one. There it is. That one, that's what I'm looking for. I was thinking a couple rollers like this, that's feeding the material, but then we just kind of stop with our roll. I don't know what's better for immersion. Well, that doesn't really work, does it? Alright, now for something completely pointless, but I think it's going to look cool. There we go. We're going to take this, and we're going to put a roller on it, like this. Really, that shouldn't be that block, but I don't know what else I have. I don't really have a shorter block, other than... I don't know, I guess I have these. Armor blocks would work, actually. Blast door blocks would work. Let's do that instead. Alright, now we can continue on with our sheeting here. Through the machine. And then we can just adjust the piston down there. Can I get access to it, like from here, maybe? Oh, I didn't even weld it up. Never mind. Alright, there we go. So dumb. But now we have a piston that compresses those rolls. That looks pretty good. I like it a lot. Alright, let's take those off because we need to get the machine stamper in here now. What did we do over here? It's just feeding in, I guess, so that would look like that, and then we covered up the sides. That's probably better. Alright, so we should just keep the sheet like this. I guess I could have put the machine on that roller, on the bottom. I guess it could stamp up and down from the bottom. Would that be cool? Might be cool. We have the piston there, we might as well use it, right? If anything, we could at least bring the machine up to the base so it looks like it's there. Which means we could, like, see through this. Let's see, what do we got? We're just gonna do a couple pistons. Yeah, actually, that'll work. We don't need a big chomper plate thing, it's just gonna stamp those, so we don't really need it any bigger than 3 wide, probably. I do, like, these across? What did I do over here? I guess I had the computer there, but that's kind of dumb because it's going to be going up and down crazily. And then I had event controllers for the bounds, but again, that doesn't need to be there. I like it to have a big base to it like that. Alright, I think we need something like this to give it some structure. Let's get a merge block on there. Where was that? With the connectors? Yes, it was. Alright, we can copy the settings, right? What was this guy? Let's copy them all. Guess we'll just rename them. There we go. Now it's up in the air. Now we can get something to stamp it. You know, I think I'll just put blocks on it. I think that's going to look just fine. Put blocks like that, and then we'll put the plates in between. Let's see, I need to take off one of the edges so I can actually see the plate. Because yeah, we did this last time and it didn't have a problem with interference. We'll just keep that going. Yeah, that's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll get the half-block variant. Get the caution stuff. Okay, yeah, that works. And then that feeds out into this machine that is going to make the cans anyway. So that's going to take those circles and put them into one chute is really how that would work. Okay, so here would be the machine, which means we can go ahead and get like these. Yeah, that would work. Or I could slope the other floor. No, this works. Yeah, there we go. It like matches it up to there. That's awesome. I love that. All right, and somebody had mentioned using, yeah, this corrugated as a conveyor belt, and I think that's a great idea. Let's just find the right color. That'll work. So like this conveyor belt comes out with the cores, I guess we'd call them, of the can. So this I'm just going to make like a black box, basically. See, do I still have the settings in here? I do. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, that works. And then what we'll do is we'll put this on like that, so then it doesn't interfere. Now we have our black box. Now we need some type of output there for our conveyor. It's just like a tube. I guess we'll just put like a conveyor on the end there. Like that's what's coming out. Okay, so it's getting stamped, it comes out there, and then you get these
energy critical
things coming out this direction, and that gets stamped sideways to actually make the can with this guy. Basically what it does is it just takes those cylinders and it presses them, stretches them out into a can. Because what comes out of a stamper is like a little mini puck, and then it gets stretched into a can. So this would be like the stretcher, which I guess we could have a press going up and down, but this was already going up and down, so that's why I wanted to have something that was sideways, was the intent. I guess up and down would probably be the better way to go. So let's put it right here. Okay, I think I've got a plan here. What we're going to do is we're still going to have it go sideways because I think that looks better. We're going to have this the box that it's going into. So let's make something. Alright, maybe something like this to kind of hide the stuff that we can't cover up. Because yeah, you're going to have to like crawl around to be able to see it anyway. So that will work.
No energy.
No energy. So nice being in a pressurized environment. Don't die from any of that. Okay, that works. And then we'll have that press right there. What did I do for that? It was just a cylinder. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Under here we could put some scaffold, right? Yeah, that would look good. Nice. Great suggestion on the corrugated for a belt. That looks awesome. Let's see. That's where the stamp would be. So we just need a block here. Probably that. That might look good. Let's do that with that. Let's see. Programmable block. Can I get... How much does that cover up? That looks pretty good. Covering up that conveyor port. Now you got the HMI for the whole control of this. That actually feels pretty good. I like that a lot. And then on the end we'll have that cylinder. Nice. There we go. And you've got to kind of like squeeze in and yeah, you can't really see. We can walk over to this side, but that's fine. Nice. I like it. That'll probably be where it goes into the canning machine though. Okay, more scaffold. Nice. That looks really good. I like that a lot. Let's copy the settings from this guy. Alright, so I think I'm just going to mimic this machine over here. So let's put a hopper in here and then we'll build backwards. I think will be the best way. Is the hopper in here? Collector. I don't know why I keep calling it a hopper. I just do. Okay, that works. I guess it needs to be the white color. Or it doesn't even matter because you don't see it anyway. Maybe we should move that machine vertical. Just so we have a place to stand over here at this machine. We should probably do that. And I didn't even weld that piece up. It's interesting how, like, speckled and rusted that is. I've never noticed that with the corrugated, what it does to the beam block. That actually looks really cool. Not necessarily for this build, but it looks cool. I just did the piston head and nothing else on it. Oh, that moves pretty good. So we'll just add a half a meter to that. Yeah, that works a lot better. Okay, there we go. We got a press. Alright, let's put a little detail on here. That'll look cool. There we go. Yeah, that totally works. And then that'll feed into our canner. Which I'm basically just going to make exactly the same as this, where it's got a piston that pushes the can outward. So like the can comes in, the coffee will come in, which I guess means we need pipes out the top or the bottom. Bottom would probably make more sense, huh? So we'll have like here, like it'll tee off, well, tee off there, and then that'll pump into the machine in the back somehow. Okay, that's going to work out great. Now we just need to have some type of funnel into it. Let's see, I had the piston up to. Yeah, that makes sense, because that's where it's pushing out of to go into the hopper. I mean, I guess it could push straight onto it, huh? It doesn't need to be that tall. This is good for view, though. Alright, so back here is going to be the port for the conveyor. I really should have done this before I got this stuff in my way. That's where that's going to come through. I guess it'll come up over here. That'll go there. We'll just do straight pipe all the way back. Alright, then your conveyor changes direction right there to feed the cans into the machine. Then we need our piston, or we can probably put the connector right on the end here so it drops down there. Let's do that. So I guess the sorter would go here.
Energy critical.
There we go. Sorter there, and then we'll do a connector on the end of it. Alright, then our pipe is going to go up here into the back of the sorter. That is whatever's being bottled gets pushed into the machine. Nobody's going to see it, but let's put a cap back there. Can I put sides on these conveyors? Probably not, because I can only get it on like that one, and then that one's a half one, and it's weird. Maybe a backstop over there, though, would be nice. There we go. Conveyor leads into that, and there, this is where we push off. Did I put a plate? Yeah, I did. Let's do that again. I don't like it. Then what did I do over here? Windows. Okay. Alright, barred windows there. Alright, nice. Got that piston on there to push out the cans into this one. And then this sorter and connector up here will dispense the cans. Let's do something over here. Sure. Why not that? Why not Zoidberg? Alright, that's looking really good. Let's get a rotating light up here. Can we get another one over here? Not really, because we put that block in there. You know what? I'm going to take that oxygen tank out. We don't need it. I wanted to just add a little bit more detail, but I don't think we need to. We got enough busy stuff going on around here. I say, as I add a rotating light. I hate how those are so crazy to start with. Blue down to 0. Intensity can go way down. Radius can go way down. And the speed can go way, way down. There we go. Little lights while the machine is going. We'll turn it off for now. Yeah, it's really compact, but this should work. We're making sheets, pumping out those cores, those get stamped, then it goes into the machine, gets bottled, and then we have the bottles eject out here when it's made. I think we need to put some of these programmable blocks on there. Not to put any programs on, but really just to be computer consoles. Actually, there are those workstations, aren't there? See, there are these. I forgot about them. Yeah, that would work better. Let's do that. Let's take that off. Yeah, the one with the buttons. Why not? That's much better. Let's do that over here. We definitely don't need a turret controller. Alright, I think we've got it. It's awfully dark. We definitely need to get some lights in here. Other than that, this looks great. So we want to be able to grind that out. I should be okay. Yeah. Alright, we're safe to take this out. Okay, there we go. There's a ceiling. Let's get some lights on there. Did I do that right? I should be able to get a block there. I can't get the block there, though, because that guy is on the wrong side. Let's go ahead and just flip that. There we go. It's barely noticeable. Right, there we go. We got a lit factory. That looks really good. Wondering if I should change those out so we actually see the piping. Alright, this looks pretty cool. Now you've got a tour of the factory of how they make the coffee. I'm thinking over here in the corner we'll have another little coffee shop, so we'll probably make our coffee bot over here in the corner. And then put some, you know, counters or something around him. That will be good. I put in a restroom over here. And then over here in this area, I guess we just need to block off that way. Let's see, they're going to come in this direction. It'd be nice to have another gate door in here somewhere. But it's nice to have this little corner here. So let's get rid of this stuff and then let's figure out the floor. Okay, there we go. Now we're sealed again with the monorail. We can open that door at some point. We need a door in here. Big gate. Alright, there we go. And then up here I guess we'll just do... Let's just do these reversed. Now I just need something to hide this corner here. That's what we should do. Piping. We might as well carry it over. Alright, there we go. We got our little coffee corner. I guess this is probably all going to come out, and this will be where the robot is. Okay, there we go. And we've got a ceiling in here. That's looking pretty good. I'll brighten up the lights a little bit. Alright, I've been doing some work off camera. We've got all of this done over here on the bottom floor. So we've got our freight elevator up here. We've got our door man access from our plant here into the warehouse. So the warehouse here, I've just got pieces and parts with a pipe up there just to block off that corner. I want to see if we can get some of those aluminum rolls in here though. Like we'll build some of the small grid things and put them in there. I think that'll be good. But in here is our viewing area. I still got to put something on the screens here. But there is the viewing area of the production. The bathroom is right there. Probably should close the door. Where is it? There it is. Over here we'll put our coffee bot. I haven't put it in there obviously, so we'll have to put a rotor and some flooring and stuff in there to capture that. Another screen I need to do something with, and then just a little coffee seating area, and then I put a bunch of stuff on the ceiling just to kind of close it in. So I think that works. Alright, well you know what? It doesn't work. I don't have a way to get upstairs. The only way upstairs is this access way over here to go into this security checkpoint, to go upstairs, to go across the breezeway. Which I guess isn't the end of the world. That probably would be like the main entrance for, you know, scientists and whatever to go. We should probably have a way to go from, you know, upstairs, downstairs to the production floor without having to go all the way back and then through public space to get to it. So we should probably figure that out. See, I wanted it so the freight elevator was there, so they would come through public space with the aluminum rolls to be able to come this way, but that's okay. We only have the elevators that we have, so... you know what? We have this dead space back here that we can do something with, right? Yeah, that's just an interior block. No, that's a corner. Maybe we don't. I was thinking we could pop up here with the stairs, but maybe we can't. I'm going to take one of these blocks out because we need to be able to get up here to get access. So let's see. Do we have space for that? No, that is the full wall. So no, we can't use that to get up here. Never mind on that one. Okay, well I guess maybe we'll use this back wall here then. We don't really need to have all of this part storage. We can just come up right through here. No, that's conveyor. I can't do it through the conveyor. Oh, crap. Alright, maybe we'll just reroute the conveyor, because we definitely do need to get up here somehow. And this would be the best way, so we don't block this access to our elevator. The stairs would be good on the back wall. So yeah, I think we're just going to need to reroute. Oh yeah, we got this corner here. We don't need to go that direction. We can just come straight out of it. Oops. We can just come straight out of this and come over and turn. I think that's going to be the best way. But we might as well expose the piping down here to the warehouse. Then it'll look a little bit more industrial. Alright, there we go. That's much better. We can put whatever we want there in that corner, I guess. We don't need all of that anyway for the stairs. Let's just take all this out.
Full.
I'll do this one away from the wall so we can attach that one to the wall. Okay, and then back up to there. And then that leaves plenty of space actually up here. Do I have landing gear on here? I do. Let's find the magnetic plates and let's get... well, let's deposit everything first. Get a few of those, and then let's just get a bunch of steel plate. Let's get a mag plate on the ground. Let's see if we can get away with this. See, the backside will probably just have to be that because we can't just connect these, yeah, like that. I guess I could probably use like the corner looking one. Yeah, I can't place through that. Oh, that's odd. Okay. Oh, guess we're gonna tilt a little bit. There we go. Got an aluminum roll in here. I think that looks pretty good. Do we want to put another one? Don't know that I do.
Meteors inbound.
You know, I think I'm good with just the one. That's fine. It's just for a visual. We need some lighting in here, don't we? Always scares me I can't see outside. I'm just waiting for the day that I'm sitting in here and all of our pressure just goes away. Oh my gosh, that sounds violent out there. Might have to check ammo after that one. Alright, now what to do with this space up here? I guess we need like a farming area. We had this that we could have grown on, I guess. We've got piping there, we've got a pipe in the corner there. This is all piping then too, right? Yes, it is. So those could possibly be taken out and made into farms here in the corner. Might be a good thing. Where else do we have piping? Anywhere? No, that's all just regular flooring. It doesn't mean we can't put piping in there. Okay, so this will be our food growing area. That is not a pipe, but it could be. Should I put a food processor up here? Probably should, so I can get seeds. That can go, right? Then here is a pipe. Oh no, here's a light. I guess I can drop that light, that's fine. Okay. Is it still attached? Is it attached to the wall? Okay. I was expecting it to drop, but we have the settings elsewhere, so it's fine. Okay, food processor there, and then we'll put in a bunch of, I don't know, lab equipment or something, which means we need probably a wall here. I kind of want like a wall of glass. Like we'll have another glass room over here for some other experiment, something else over here, and I guess that's just the stairwell. It looks like a good thing to analyze seeds. I don't know. We're just winging it here. Alright, that works. We'll take out all of this so we can get something straighter. You know what? I might take out this guy too. I guess that wasn't covered by a light. Alright, let's put a door at the end here, because otherwise there's really no point in this hallway here. What in the world do we want to put in here? There's like the other science experiment stuff, right? Ah, it's in here with the survival kit stuff. It's got all the lab experiments and cryo chambers and all that stuff in here. Nice. Okay. Now I know. Alright, I think I'm going to put in a bunch of aquariums and terrariums and stuff, like they're doing biological experiments on them. And so these are the specimen chambers. Let's do that along the back wall, and then we'll put in, like, the lab vats or something here in the center of the room. Yeah, like this one or something. Like, I wish this was filled with something. That would be nice. Alright, the refrigerator, or the freezer can go there. We can walk in here, we can have more experiments and stuff in the corner, or maybe a desk. Maybe that could be some little office space here in the corner. But here on the windows, we can load up with stuff, right? Yeah, we got space. Can't go there. Because this is glass, because that is glass. That makes sense. Alright, there we go. I think that's a pretty good, efficient use of space. Now we've got like a biology lab, we've got our growing lab, and then over here, maybe office and break room space, and then we got to get up to the park up there. And then here, maybe here we can just put a little bathroom. Alright, here can be a little server room.
Energy low.
/ wall for this. Let's see. That is solid. This one I could get rid of and put the toilet. Toilet, I feel like they need a shower here too. For a lab. Just in case. Not that we have any safety showers, but that'll work. Alright, there we go. Stairwell access down there. Bathroom in here. Pretty much takes care of that whole wall. That one's pretty much done. We'll take these lights off and then put in other things. Probably Willis ducts, actually. Let's see, this could probably just be open. I'm good with this just being open. Oh my gosh, I think I'm actually out of interior plate. Let's see if we can find the connector. There we go. Main base to apartment. Let's go ahead and connect that. And we'll wait for the lag. There we go. Now we're connected to the main base. Now we can make some stuff. Can't believe we're out of interior plate. There we go. Industrial assembler. Let's make a bit of that. Okay, there we go. Let's fix the ceiling here. And try not to grind the ceiling out and lose all of our air. That would be terrible. Let's see, we're 3 wide here. Which means we could get away with these. And then probably just some piping. We don't really have any half-block stuff. See, these give off light, right? Oh, no, they don't. It's the other one that gives off light. Well, I was thinking that gave off light, but it doesn't, and we don't really have any lighting in here other than the aquarium, so maybe I will take these out and put the bigger one in. There we go, that can be the lighting for this room. We've got those bright lights, but they might not stay, so that's good. I guess a light here? Yeah, I'm thinking just put an X junction right here, and you just see through there, which is fine, but it'll let air into that room when the doors are closed. Okay, that works. And then we'll probably put a grate on that. We'll see how the rest of the room turns out. I don't have a way to get anything into the bathroom, that's fine. Alright, every workplace needs a vending machine. I think we need that. Need to figure out how to put the dark roast in here and the tea. I'll have to adjust my mod. I kind of want to put it in there. Alright, nice. I think this turned out pretty good. Just for a basic lab, using the lab blocks. Do I want to put another light over there? Not really. I think I'm going to move these. Alright, we're full up on energy. Let's get some food in us, and let's grind this guy out. Alright, railing to get into the farm. Oh, I did have coffee growing. Okay, that's right. Well, let's harvest that. Oh, it'll be so nice for Monday when this is released. Oh. Hopefully that's the last time we have to do that. Alright, now let's get a vent. There we go. Everything deposited? Yes. Alright, I think that wraps up the R&D room. We've got our lab there, we've got our little, like, biology lab over here. Our crops are growing over here in this corner. Looks like they've changed state. That's pretty cool. Not fully grown yet. A little server room. Back behind it is the stairs to get downstairs to the warehouse space. A little restroom there. This is the med bay shuttle for the hospital that's on the other side. Let's go this way, though. Up these stairs gets us to our park farm. There we go. I need to get some stuff planted in here, but basically a little park with a bunch of plants. And then over here is the lobby downstairs to the main ECI. So you can go through these doors. The public can get up and down these stairs to get into the park area. Alright, so we'll take the sky bridge over here to the ECI headquarters. Executive bathroom there. Over here, this is our reception area. Another stairs to get up to the park farm. And then stairs to get down below. In here is my office. With a view out to what will be the launch facility. Did some custom lighting and some stuff up here with the naming there. In here is our boardroom. Again, some custom lighting on the ceiling. I think that turned out pretty good. Got a projector table and then a plant here in the center. We got some coffee growing. Then we got our couches and our mini bar because we always need a mini bar. Alright, we'll head out the entrance there. Gotta remember to close doors behind me. Alright, let's head down the stairs here. Here we can see into the lobby of ECI. I still need to get some custom LCDs there. Here's the security check-in, so you can get up to the executive level and the lab. And then here is our main reception area. Again, I gotta get some custom LCDs. Here's our break room and our bathroom over there. Got some office cubicle space there and some window offices. And then here is a conference room with a big conference table. We'll walk across to the side entrance here. You can get into the security station from there, but let's go ahead and head across this sky bridge. Down below is our monorail station that is currently pressurized, and the monorail is over at the other station. Alright, here we have our security department. So here is the reception desk area. They can go into lockdown with these windows. Let's go through this door over here. So here's like the detectives' offices slash, I don't know, desks that they're sitting at. Over here in this corner is an armory and bathroom. Head across here. Here's a little break room kitchenette thing where they can get their coffee and such. Alright, over here is the security room for the airlock. So we got a gun there. So this would be the like public landing pads that they would come in. And so they would either, you know, pass through that main door over there, or they could possibly get diverted off over here for security check. So in here we've got our booking room, so we got our little measurement thing on the wall there with a camera. Interrogation room here, and then across from it is like one of those observation rooms with, you know, like a two-way mirror. See, downstairs here we have our holding cells. So here are the holding cells. Just used some of the catwalk to kind of look like it's barred up. So we got a bathroom and a bed there. And there are 4 cells coming across. Head back upstairs here. Here you can see down into the lobby. Oh, I need to change those planters over there. Those shouldn't be white. Those should be black to match that wall. Alright, up the stairs here we have our command center. We got just a bunch of consoles and desks and things up here so they can see what's going on across the entire base. Got an office space there, and then over here is like our evidence room. So we got the clerk there, and then the evidence locker. Alright, let's head upstairs here. Across the catwalk. Alright, over here we have our security drone bay. Definitely need to build some more of those. We only got the one. Over here we have our security drone that looks like a tardigrade. Definitely need to get that finished up. Still got the temporary cockpit on the top of it. Alright, let's head back to the command center. And down the stairs. Alright, we'll head straight this way. Alright, so here's like our heliport. So you can get tickets and stuff to go on the shuttles. Downstairs there. Here is the glass to go to the park. There's our park up there. This door goes underneath to kind of the underbelly, so we've got the irrigation systems and stuff under here. Directly across from it, we've got this hallway that goes to our control tower for this side of the building. And there is a matching one on the other side. So there's our farm. We can kind of see the king crab kind of peeking in between those petals there for the landing pad. Then over here, that's our monorail station going back to the main base over there with our power generation over there with our solar farm. Alright, continuing across the walkway, we are back to the hospital. We got like our nurses station up here. We've got our surgery rooms right here, 1 and 2, and then a little prep room. And then here is the medevac shuttle that we saw earlier. Back behind the elevator here is the break room that we saw from the outside of that catwalk. Alright, let's go ahead and call the elevator. Alright, that takes us down to the main lobby of the medical center here. So we got a reception area there. Back here is our restrooms and stairwell access to get up. In here we got our little mini lab slash pharmacy or something. We've got our diagnostics rooms here, our main medical room over here. And then across the way we've got our like recovery area with some gurneys. Alright, then we'll head across this sky bridge, across the monorail again. Alright, now we're into the ECI, coffee shop and factory tour over here. So I got the little coffee bot here that tracks us around. And he gets a little grumpy and mad when there's nobody near him, so... Alright, I'm pretty happy that we got the upper floors of the apartment done. Just a couple more module spots left, and then we got to do the basement. And I think we are done with this building, and then we can really focus on the launch pad. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to call it an episode. We'll see how short it is with the editing, but I got a lot of other stuff to do. Hopefully you guys saw the preview for the update that's coming on Monday, so make sure you're tuned in for that. Alright, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.